I put on clothes.
We all have them.
And so everyone has those days, but I don't want the camera to see that I wore the same outfit twice on the same day.
Yeah, no, I get that. As someone who has like a really small wardrobe, sometimes it does look like I'm wearing the same clothes. But I own like 4 different just plain white t-shirts as well. So I'm no what's it called, like a stylist by all means.
I can tell you, I am the exact opposite. I own so many pieces of like articles of clothing that I have in my parents' bedroom. Not in my parents' bedroom. Not in my parents' house where I lived, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a 2 double doors kind of closet situation where it's like 2 glass doors that like slide from one edge to the other. Half of that closet is a 2-tier, like 2 racks of clothes that is constantly stuffed. And the worst part is, in my apartment right now where I live, I also have a closet that I've physically taken clothes out of that original closet from and put into this one. Both of those closets look like they have been lived in for 30 years and have not gotten rid of a piece of cloth. There's just so much.
Are they like costumes or just clothes that you wear all the time?
Yeah, I have a collection of 30,000 Halloween costumes. No, it's just clothes that I have. Sweaters, dress shirts, cardigans, sweater vests, turtlenecks, jackets, suit jackets. I have so much. Because when it gets to the wintertime, I really want to start dressing. Well, about the only thing I can really say to you on that front is, welcome to the John Hotline. My name is the John Chairs, and apparently, if I hid in my closet, I wouldn't be able to fit. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
My name is Jerbq. If that's too long, you can just call me Jerb. I am a variety streamer on twitch.tv/Jerbq.
Do you know what I like to call you? And I think I've been I think I've been calling you this wrongly the whole time. Jerbq?
Oh, shoot.
Like barbecue.
Oh, so many people, especially people over the pond, call me Jerbq.
I was about to say, I dare you to say Americans.
Yeah, I I don't know why it always catches people off. I get called Jerbq so many times, which now I just say to people, just call me Jerb. It's fine.
So what's your, like, where does that come from?
So unfortunately, I'd love to be able to give the podcast like the full like inside scoop on it, but it's something that I've never revealed to anyone, even my like life partner.
Oh my God!
I've never told anyone the meaning of Jerb. As fascinating as it might sound, I've never told a single person.
No,
I've given hints, but
no. The mystique is what made. Oh my! I had no idea about this. Obviously, I've never asked you this. I've never wanted to ask you this more in my entire life now.
Yeah, I mean, I've given out hints over the years that I've been streaming now, because I've been streaming for 6 years almost.
If I can push on this a little bit, what inspires you to keep that a secret?
Well, I've had this username since... I've had variations of the username Jerb for I don't know, about 15 years now. And it started off by when I went into school one day, this is back in high school, someone asking me what it means. And I thought it'd be a little bit quirky to say, it's a little bit of a secret.
Oh my God.
And then I've kept up this bit for...
And you were kind of lying
so.
when you were saying that first, but now, how many fucking years later, it's just a genuine conspiracy.
It does actually have a meaning to it. I did think about what it would mean, like where I got the inspiration from. But yeah, I've never diverged what it actually meant.
Oh my God!
So, yeah, it's a bit that I hope I can keep until, like, I imagine that if I ever get to the point where I need to do a deathbed confession, that would be my deathbed confession of saying, what does Jerb mean?
What would I say on my deathbed? I
don't think about... You have 300 costumes in your closet. That's a pretty good confession.
Before I die, please put on my old person costume. I keep it just for times like this. I think about passing along my game collection. I think about that. That's the only like real legacy thing I can think of is like I have thought to myself okay, in a future where I have kids, you know, unfortunately in this time, if I ever afford a house, if I ever get to actually have kids, all that shit, how do I like? Because I have like 300 something. I have like, I think the number's either creeping towards or it has gone past 320 at this point.
Really? Is this spanning multiple consoles, not just one console?
Of course. Of course. It started. You know what? I'm not gonna reveal how I started to collect, because that's supposed to be. I'm supposed to save that for my SpongeBob SquarePants modern
we all keeping
trilogy.
secrets now, apparently.
We're all keeping we all got secrets to keep. God damn. I've definitely talked about it before, and I've you can actually still find a small self documentary. What do you? I don't know what the word for that would be. A self kind of documentary that I made for a college project, uploaded to that college's YouTube channel. It's still there, explaining the full story. It's not like some, you know, it's not some Jerbq Da Vinci mystery. But I don't want to put it on the main channel just yet, because I wanted it to be part of a future video. God willing, if I ever make more videos.
Yeah, I had to check out on your YouTube channel. I didn't see, because we've only known each other for like less than a year, right? I didn't realize that you were doing the YouTube content as well. I only just knew you from the John Chair stream.
Really?
I didn't realize you had all these other like projects going on. I don't know how you managed to keep up with so many different things on the podcast and doing videos and whatnot, and streaming as well.
Can I tell you the good truth? I can't. Oh my God. This podcast alone, I say to myself, I'm like, oh, you know, podcast episode, new episode bi-weekly, because I wanted to do just an episode a month, but I thought that was too little, because kind of the whole point of doing the podcast was it takes me so long to make a John Shares video that I don't want to just have like a dead channel for like months at a time. And you know, I have my side channel, TheJohnChares_live, where I multi-stream on YouTube. And there, if you're subscribed to that, we'll have like, and not you specifically, but like, you know, for the like, I guess the hyper, I don't know what to call them, because I don't really think they exist, but like the specific fan of John Shares that, like, you know, subscribes to both channels, knows what I'm doing 24/7. Right? Because every day on YouTube, bare minimum every day, if not like almost said 6, 7. Well, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I didn't say anything. Why are you laughing? I didn't say anything. Stop! The John Chairs viewer that subscribes to both channels knows what I'm doing every day. Because, like, you know, bare minimum 5 to 7 times a week, I'm live, and they get that notification. Or if I'm not live for a few days, I'll put out like a talking head video, or like I'll talk about an article that I read in the gaming sphere or something, whatever, and I upload those. But for the main channel, it goes dead for like months at a time. The time in between the Astrobot, the first video I ever made, and then the Parappa video, and then the Astrobot video, it's like a few months. But then the Astrobot video to my Sonic video was pretty much an entire semester of my college, because I'm still in college. So my schedule's usually... My schedule's literally usually wake up, get back from class, few hours to eat and do homework, and then go live for 3 hours, and then do nothing for an hour and go to bed.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, when we first met, first started interacting, I genuinely thought that we were about the same age, and then now that you say you're going to college and things like that, and I learned that you were actually a lot younger, it was mind blowing. I bet you get that all the time, that you look older.
I get that people would assume. Every interaction I have with somebody, and it's worse than you think, because this semester specifically, this is actually my last semester of college. I graduate from college in like 3-ish weeks, in like 2-3-ish weeks from when this video is going to be uploaded. But this whole semester, I actually had an internship with like a media company. Like I was like actually a journalist, kind of. And part of that was me going to like these pop-up shops and like these influencer meetups or whatever, And one thing that I went to recently was the Audible bookless bookstore.
Okay.
So in like, somewhere in like Manhattan on like Bowery Street or whatever, they Amazon bought up this like shop space and did like a whole did a whole thing about it where you walk around, and you know how like in a record store you used to be able to just pop in a CD and listen to it for a little bit to see if you liked it.
Mm-hmm.
They do that, but for like an audiobook. So you pick up these like really large prop tiles of like audiobook covers, and you plop them down like it's a fucking Zelda puzzle. And it just plays
this
like
is
a
all
small
news to me.
snippet.
I've never heard.
Yeah,
of
well,
something
because
like this
it happened, not even like 5-ish days ago.
Oh, okay.
And I only heard about it because, between you and me, the only reason I go to these events, because I have the luxury of kind of like picking and choosing which events that I have like my supervisor connect me with. I only go to the ones that I think are going to have good merch.
Yeah, sure.
I'm only going to the ones that are going to have freebies or people to meet. Are you serious?
You're a merch fiend. Yeah,
You're
sure.
goddamn right I am. Oh my god! And do you know what I got from the Audible bookless bookstore?
Go on, treat me.
An embroidered tote bag. A little.
Is that hype?
I have like 2 tote bags now
They're quite exciting,
that I have
is it?
literally never used. Because I always keep a tote bag in my backpack for groceries and shit, so I never need an extra one. And if I'm ever going somewhere, I either just go by myself or I have my book bag with me. These little like
I was expecting you to say something like a lot cooler than a embroidered bag. But
well, I'm not done.
Floats your boat, man. If you're excited about that, I'm happy for you. I'm here for it.
You're like, Joey, it's actually fucking incredibly lame. You fucking loser. I don't think you're cool. I hope you jump out of the building.
Why are you giving me an Australian accent? I'm not Australian. I'm bloody far away from there.
Oh, well, isn't that literally the whole
me.
point of Australia is to have is to kick out all the evil British people.
Over there. Lovely.
But I got a tote bag. I got these 2 little like stuff charms for like your bag that have a little pouch for you to put your AirPods in, and they look like a little guy with headphones on, and a bag of coffee. For of all things, I said yes to the coffee. I do not drink coffee.
No, I admit it. I'm not a hot drinks drinker.
I
do nothing with coffee.
Well, there is one coffee that I absolutely love, which is ironic to say, because it's my best friend's coffee.
Oh, okay.
I was actually
their name's Coffee, or
no. My best friend owns a coffee company.
Oh,
it's actually the one sole sponsor of this podcast. The reason I said I prepped you before. I was like, yeah, we do it I was like, yeah, like about halfway through I do an ad. No, the ad is literally the same person every single time, and he didn't even ask me to do it.
Oh, okay. You just do it out of goodwill, do you?
I just do it for out of muscle memory. And the best part is he can't. Every single ad I've done has been some like weird improv shit, and every single time I don't run it by him. I don't think he's seen more than like 2, more than like a. No, that's a lie. He does watch these, but which is funny because he just has to listen to the ad for his own company that he did not ask me to do, that he did not give me prior authorization to do, and it's always some shit like "Little Timmy fell down the well. He needs Manabushi coffee." I wasn't a big fiend for it until I had other coffee, and then I had his, and I was like, everything else just kind of tastes like shit compared to this one.
All right, is it that good? Is it?
I don't know if it's that good. I just think, maybe I just need to lay off the espresso martinis.
I really wish I liked some hot drinks, because as a British person, you usually get stereotyped for liking tea and all this. But I don't drink any tea. I don't drink any coffee. It's I'm a bad Brit, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. I love the smell of tea as well. Like, you make tea in the morning, it smells so nice. Lovely. But yeah, unfortunately, me and tea just don't connect.
What are you drinking then?
Well, for a lot of my life, and tell me if I'm going into too much detail here, and I will stop. For a lot of my life, I was. Yeah, I mean, I can go into detail. I can censor it.
Go as long and as hard as you want.
Okay. Well, for a lot of my life, I was drinking orange juice and Coca-Cola. Right, I was barely drinking any water.
Together,
and as you
or
can imagine. Oh no, not together.
Oh,
no.
okay.
I would like drink orange juice like it was water, and then I would treat myself to like a Coke daily or whatever, Coca-Cola, and obviously that's not good for you. I'm almost 30 now.
Too much of
I experienced,
anything.
Yeah, and I wasn't drinking enough water, and this is my best advice to anyone that is watching this podcast, is that if you don't drink enough water, you do experience some problems later down the line. When I was on the train home from an event, I had one of the issues that you would have when you don't drink enough water and you drink sugary things and high-fat things like Coca-Cola and orange juice on the daily. If you can imagine what that is, I'm probably not going to say what it was.
Can I say it?
I feel like I... Sure, go ahead.
Are you talking about kidney stones?
Yes. I experienced that at the age of 27 years old.
Oh no, man, that sucks.
I know, and that is that's by far one of the worst things that have happened. Like, I'm grateful that's one of the worst things that have happened in my life. It was on a train coming home.
Kidney stones are the opposite of scurvy?
Yeah, potentially. I'm no scientist. You're probably more of a scientist than I am.
You drink no water, and you drink too much orange juice. You're never worried about scurvy, but you forgot about kidney stone.
So from that point forward, I've drank a lot more water, and I would give that as my advice to anyone watching this stream: is definitely consider drinking water.
I'm gonna have to second you on that. I'm lucky. Mm-hmm. Because I'm not even joking. When you said, you're like, hey man, stop me if it gets too much. I thought it was because you were gonna say that you used to mix Coca-Cola and orange juice. I was like, wow, yeah, that's really gross.
That's pretty hardcore, right?
That's nuts, man. I knew some people in college who tried Pilk, Pepsi milk.
Oh no!
I could not engage in that kind of tomfoolery. No, I swear.
No.
But
too much, man. Too much.
No, I'm lucky that I actually more recently have been getting into soda. As in my entire life, my mom has kind of been. Do you know the phrase like almond mom?
No, I don't know.
How do I explain that to someone? She was very, from like a young age, right? I think I had like maybe. Like almost at 6, 7. I think I had like I want to say like 8 years of my life where my mom was just kind of buying whatever, and then right around like 9, 10 years old, my mom started to get like really into. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm just doing the math right now. When I was like 9, that's like 2012, right? So that's like, for me, that's like Barack Obama presidency.
Okay.
And because the thing was, Michelle Obama, the first lady when Barack Obama was president, she did like a bunch of like healthy school lunch initiatives, and diet culture was really big in the 2000s, and a lot of that turned into like shop organic, don't eat trans fats, cut sugar out of your diet, and all this shit, right? And what that turned into is, for me as a little kid, I went from being able to eat like I was a fat kid. I loved eating when I was a kid. I was a bit husky. We ain't gonna lie here. I'm husky now, but yeah, I could crush like an entire thing of cashews, Doritos, everything. I say those are the 2 most common snacks I had. Salted cashews, I'd go through like crazy. A bag of fucking munchies. You ever heard of munchies?
No.
It's a Frito-Lay
I mean, that must
bag.
be an American thing, man. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
no,
what
it's
Munchies-
literally-
I know what Monster Munch is, but
I'm
not
gonna
Munchies.
annihilate your taste buds with this. It was like a red 40 Fiesta in your mouth. It was it was a Frito-Lay product where it was like little tiny Doritos, little tiny cheddar Sun Chips, little Cheetos, and pretzels all in one bag.
That sounds
Just like
awful.
mixed together. It was the best fucking thing in the world. You're insane. But the problem was, obviously very unhealthy. And my sister would always eat everything except the fucking pretzels and only leave me the pretzels. And I get really mad at her. And all of a sudden, it switches. One day I wake up, we have organic cereal in the house. We stop buying snack foods. We don't buy juices anymore. It's literally only water and like maybe cran grape.
Yikes.
And I've lived in maybe you've heard of this, an ingredient household my whole life.
Okay.
So instead of eating snacks, I'd start I would eat tablespoons. Oh my god, I would eat tablespoons of iced tea mix when I was bored.
My God.
Chocolate
Jesus.
chips.
You had it rough, man.
Man, I'm
Fucking
thinking
hell.
about that now. I'm thinking about that. I'm like, that was not normal.
Well, clearly it turned you into the individual you are today. So.
And you know what? I know how to cook.
No.
I know how to cook great.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah, I've seen some of your cooking stuff.
I think everyone should learn how to cook. It's awesome. Then again, I'm also just Italian. But the kind of the point of that is I never liked soda. I was never really a big soda person. I only really drank water, so I drank a lot of water. Like, just in a day, I'll go through, like, insert United States measurement that does not make sense to a Brit here of water a day. It's awesome. And only recently did I really get into, like, my favorite thing. I don't know if you have Arizona iced tea over there. I think you do.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, Arizona green tea, my favorite thing of all time.
Very nice.
The best drink ever. The second favorite drink is going to have to be a Japanese drink called Calpico. You ever heard of Calpico?
No. what
Melon
is that?
Calpico. Second best thing I ever drank. It's awesome. Can't recommend it enough if you ever find it in your area. It's literally lime green. It's awesome.
Right, okay. I'll have to give it a look. Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
But recently, and tell me your thought on this, I've been getting into zero sugar sodas or diet sodas.
Oh, God, no. If it's not taking years off my life, man, I usually avoid it.
Can't
the
do
full
it?
fat stuff like Coke and yeah, no.
I have been.
Now you lose all the flavour. You lose all the stuff that's good for
I
you.
have been. I've been super into Diet Dr. Pepper. Is like the only soda I like.
I think that's probably the worst thing you could have said to me in this like hour that we have.
Stop
You're really
right
into
now.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
You don't like Dr. Pepper?
No,
Oh my
especially
God,
not
Jerb.
fucking Diet Dr. Pepper.
I'm gonna start calling
No
you
way.
Germ. What kind of soda? Are
No
you just
way.
are you just a straight Coke fella?
Well, Coca-Cola, yeah.
Right off the
or,
counter, right off the mirrors.
Or if I'm drinking alcohol and mixing it with something, it'll be like a Pepsi. If I'm having like a vodka and something, it'll be with Pepsi.
Oh wow! So you like Coke, but maybe not a Jack and Coke?
Nah. Coke, it's one of those weird things where I'll have it with a drink if it's going, but I prefer. I don't know what it is about Pepsi with an alcoholic drink that just tastes better than Coke. Although individually,
Really?
I would have Coke over it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like a vodka and Pepsi. Oh yeah, lovely.
I've never had a vodka and Pepsi before.
Oh,
Ironically,
yeah,
I've
you're missing
had
out, man.
Diet Dr. Pepper and a whiskey.
Oh god, dude.
Well, you know, the whiskey adds a little bit of the unhealthiness.
I'm sure
of
it adds all the
diet
flavour.
of the yeah. It evens itself out.
Yeah. I'm sure it tastes like a normal drink after you add some Jack to it.
Yeah, you told me you went to get a pint before the podcast.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, lovely.
What'd you get
Lovely.
yourself?
Yeah, I had a vodka and Pepsi.
Shut up, really?
At the good old pub.
Fresh
Had it
on the
with
mind.
with a lovely pizza as well at the pub.
Well,
Pepperoni. Yeah, because I knew I was meeting an Italian today, so I had to think, I've got to get in the mood.
I'm sure you had what you thought was
some
good
Italian
pizza.
cuisine.
It's funny because I just had the most. For reference, when we were recording this, I literally got home, like from my class, from my college, from my commute back home, not even like 30 minutes ago, and we're like 26ish minutes into this recording. So I just had the most, like, what's a good way to describe this? Beginning of an 80s movie-esque walk back to my apartment I've ever had in my life. And ironically,
I feel honored, man.
The most cosmic coincidence in the world, the one day I'm talking to you, right? I get off the train, I start walking down the road, and we have like a veggie vendor. We have like a produce vendor that just kind of has like an outdoor stall or whatever. For the first time ever, he's just, he's sitting there, he's stanced up, the guy running the stall, whatever. He's eating an orange. I look at him, I give him one of those like hello nods. He just goes, hands me his orange. I look at him, I'm like,
fated.
Like, fuck yeah. And I grab his half of a clementine. And I start walking down the road. I'm fucking on my waving at folk. I'm biting this fucking orange this dude gave me. And I cross the street. And I see a guy in a yellow t-shirt. And I look a little closer. And it's a yellow t-shirt with a purple hexagon and what looks like a bee on it.
Bee?
And I stop dead in my tracks. I turn around, I look at the guy, I say, "Excuse me, sir. Are you wearing a fucking Buck Bumble for the Nintendo 64 shirt?" He looks at me, he goes, "Yep." I go, "Holy shit, all right." Keep walking right down the road.
Fucking Buck Bumble. Jesus.
Fucking Buck Bumble. Oh my god. And I walk down the street again. I get myself a little vanilla soft serve and some rainbow sprinkles. And then I walk my ass back to my apartment.
I don't know if this is just your brilliant script writing or what, but I actually had a recent experience with Buck Bumble. Did you know that?
I am very familiar with your research. That's why I bring it up. That's why it's so cosmically coincidental. The one fucking day I even talked to you and someone gets a Buck Bumble t-shirt for the first. I didn't even know they made Buck Bumble t-shirts.
No. That I reckon that person you met is either the sole developer of the game or the only person in the world that has Buck Bumble.
God, I should have fucking asked him. I've known Buck Bumble because I was one of those like YouTube kids raised on like, top 10 craziest moments in gaming, top 10 most important games of all time, like the big top 10 boom in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So I've always kind of had that, like, all of my knowledge in video games and like the industry is from like Digino Gaming and shit.
Great channel. Don't blame you. I fall asleep to them all the time.
Dude, my dream, the only way I will ever consider that I have made it as a content creator is if I get to narrate, preferably a Yakuza Digino Gaming episode, or a Sonic one, or a Mario one.
Sonic, yeah, nice. I can see that you've got the voice for it.
Or a Metal Gear episode. I mean, goddamn, they got David Hayter on before they got me. That's got to be some kind of crime.
I can see you doing something like that, man. You got the voice for it.
I would love to.
For sure.
But why Buck Bumble?
Well, it all started back in, I think this was like 2021, where I'm sure you're familiar with it. Like a lot of streamers have song requests.
How was that?
Yeah, I don't know if you know about a little year called 2021. You've been there. Yeah, I used to have song requests on, so people could send in whatever they wanted to. This is back when Twitch cared less about copyright and things like that.
If only.
And a few people kept on sending this same song, which was the Buck Bumble theme, which is very iconic. If you about now, it's time to rock with the biggest Buck Bumble. Exactly. Bomb to the bass, to the bomb to the bass, bomb to the bass. The artist is right there in the call with me, and yeah, they kept sending it over and over again, and I ended up playing the first level of it around about that time. I just thought it was it was just god awful. I couldn't see myself playing it, but I wanted to
it.
celebrate that I was coming up to 6 years this year for streaming.
Oh my god!
So I said that I would beat the entire game in one stream, because when I researched it, everyone was saying, yeah, you can get it done in 4 hours, 5 hours, whatnot. That's fine. Like, you know, as a streamer yourself, you could go for like 4 or 5 hours. You know, that's fine. But then it took me around about 7 hours, and it took me to about 2 o'clock in the morning.
It took me maybe a year or two of streaming before I realized I needed to start implementing the I call it the Joey tax, which is where anytime somebody tells me it'll take me 5 hours to beat this game, or it'll only take you 4 hours to beat the game, double that. Oh my fucking god, double that and save your life.
I need to start doing that as well, man. I need to start doing that as well.
I think it was one of the first games I ever played. I can't fucking believe I did this. It was I think it was a UK, or like a PAL and Japanese, I might have just been PAL, exclusive copy of a Garfield game released in 2004. And
what console was this on?
PlayStation 2. It also released on the PC, I think. It literally was just called Garfield. And it took me I think 6 to 8 hours in one sitting. And another great example.
6 hours of playing Garfield.
Yo, one of the first things I ever did on stream. It was one of my. It was like the first few months of streaming. I remember, because it was the only time this has happened. It was the most batshit insane thing. One of my I want to say the most renowned, but one of the best people in my community, frequent watcher, you know who you are, donated to have me autograph the game and then send it to him.
Right. And what, this was the Garfield game?
This was the Garfield game. To this day, I think he still has it on his he still has it somewhere.
You're a kind streamer.
It was so funny. But
it's got to be rare. Imagine one day you blow up and this guy's going to be like, I've got the only signed copy.
I think
of Garfield
about that
PS2
sometimes.
Signed by John Chairs.
I think about that and I feel guilty. It's kind of the opposite, where instead of in a few years from now someone's going to think that's worth it. I think people have bought sticker sheets of me now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would feel bad if I just stopped. And they just kind of have these sticker sheets. They're like, yeah, I remember that guy who used to post.
Well, it's the memories, isn't it? You gave him good memories, I'm sure.
It makes me want to keep going.
It's good. It's good. It's nice to have a little motivations like that, you know.
Do you have any form of
that.
have you tried to sell anything?
I have, and I've only had 4 or 5 sales of the thing. But what I used to do, I used to have my own game show called Bestie on the Hill.
Oh.
And we used to sell merch of that. I used to get streamers like yourself to I would get 10 streamers, and I would make them compete to be the next bestie of the streamer that I had in the middle. So they would come on one by one and fight each other for the special guest friendship.
Wait, tell me about
that was the only show that. Yeah, sure. So it was kind of it started back in 2022. It started off with the idea that my good friend Tape, he's also a streamer. My
good friend Tape. I met him in the same friend group as Ruler and Pencil.
And it originally started off that we were going to do a bachelor situation, so we were going to find him a partner on stream, but then we kind of felt a bit weird about that, so we thought, how about we find him a new best friend instead? So I put out to all my streamer friends at the time saying that we're going to be starting this new show. Who wants to compete to be Tape's new best friend? And we got 10 people signed up, and they would come on the show.
Shit.
and we would ask them certain questions to reveal things that Tate might like. So at the time, he was like quite into Miku, so I'd ask them questions about Miku to see if they were into it, or if they were trying to fudge their way out of it, basically. And I had a lot of fun with that. I like doing the kind of, because everyone does the gaming and just chatting and things like that. I really miss the kind of early 2010s 2019's culture of like game shows on Twitch. I think they were really, really good, and I kind of took inspiration from those. I kind of miss doing it as well. It was a lot of fun.
I was gonna say, why did you kind of wind it down?
Yeah, I just didn't want to. I've always been one of those people where I don't want to like ride on something for too long. Like if I did like 8 episodes of it, and I thought they were really good, and it's very unlike me to look at something I've done in full. Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, exactly. Like if I wanted to do a second season of it, which I've pondered with it many times, I would like, okay, well, I want to do something different next time. Like have it maybe themed or something like that. I didn't want to just do the same thing over and over again, because then people just they eventually get bored, don't they?
Yeah, well, that's sick.
Do.
That's really funny, because that reminds me of the thing I did, kind of the thing I did this year, where I tried to throw my own game awards at the end of the year, but of just
I think I tuned into
just
that.
the games that I played.
Yeah,
because I'd never like fully. The amount of like games I'll play in a year, I've never known. I've literally do nothing but sit on my ass and play video games all day. But this is like year 2 of me streaming, I think. And so honestly, the thing that scares me is that I think, I'm on like year 3, but I've already lost track. Right? So like it was like year 2 or 3 or whatever. And I could actually genuinely look back and like see the number of games that I played in a year. And it was like 11 or something, which is like a crazy fucking metric of like one video game a month. And well, I think what scares me more is that I might have, because I just recently started experimenting with, what I used to do is I would play a game start to finish every single day. So if I played a game like Red Dead Redemption 2, for the next 30 days, we all watched me play Red Dead 2. Whereas what I started to do now was, ironically, Red Dead 2 is a bad example because I started doing it during this like kind of move that I made, where 3 days on, 3 days off.
Sure.
So now I'll play a really long game like Red Dead 2, but every 3 days we'll switch and we'll play another game like, fucking Nicktoons Battle for Volcano Island, Pikmin,
that's a great game.
Pikmin great 2, fucking Balan Wonderworld, right? Oh God, no more, more.
Can I rewind a minute and just, how many games did you say you've beaten as a streamer? How many games would you say? Yeah, I
would actually have to count.
But do you have like an estimate?
My estimate is probably around 30, I think.
Okay, because that is more than me. I calculated every single game I'd beaten on stream, like front to back, and mine, Buck Bumble, was my 21st game, and I've been doing this for 6 years now, which made me realize that I barely ever complete games on stream. So part of this year I've wanted to start actually playing games and like fully through on the stream, because half of my list as well was just filled with slop, like Five Nights at Freddy's, Poppy's Playtime, Garten Banban, things that just take
I don't blame you.
Hours.
I don't blame you at all, because that's, first of all, that like short kind of hit of dopamine you get from playing a shitty game for a very short amount of time is good for retention, as opposed to, part 15 of Final Fantasy VIII, where you've kind of, at that point, you've filtered out a lot of the people in your audience that are not there to see you and are not there to see the game that you're playing.
Sure. Yeah.
So it really does concentrate your audience to the people that like are only there to see you and to see what you're doing day in and day out. But I'm actually going to sit here. Because you don't do this. You have your own YouTube channel, but you don't do like the multi-streaming thing that I do.
No. I tried it, but no,
I don't blame you.
It wasn't for me.
It's not. For me, it's not like I do it because I want to be a YouTube streamer. I do it for this exact purpose of like every day I sit down, I make a thumbnail, I make a title, and in like a year or 2 years or even like 10 years from now, almost kind of like a video diary of myself exists where like I can actually tell you the exact day where my niece was born based off of what I was playing. I was playing Persona 3 The Answer, and it's like I'm like actually so serious I can pull it up for you right now. You can cross-reference this. And I say this because I in that video I'm like to my niece, I'm like, well, you know, name of my niece, when you're born and you're 10 years old, if you can find the teddy bear I gave you, I owe you a free trip to Disneyland. And I have it on proof.
I was just thinking that your niece is tied to, unfortunately, Persona 3. I get that that's a game for some people, but it's not.
And I fucking hate that game.
Poor girl, man. Poor girl.
Yeah, it was. I think it's yes. It's part 6. Yes. It's part 6 of Persona 3 Fez, The Answer. Evil Monster versus the kid I accidentally knocked unconscious. Persona 3 Fez, The Answer part 6. Where I just talk.
Someone in the audience got to go check that.
I'm like, guys, you know, my niece might be born tonight. Have you ever had like an actual like I guess obviously yes, but like what are like some of the most important moments that have happened while you were streaming?
Whilst I was streaming, I mean, a lot of the things that I consider important are like tied to the games that I played. So for me, a big one was actually this year because I've been doing Pokemon Nuzlocke. Do you know what that is? Like a Nuzlocke? Mm-hmm. You familiar with that term?
Yeah.
You can say no.
I'm sorry. I'm saying. Can you hear me?
Oh, no, I didn't hear you say.
Oh, my God. You know why? Because Wait, watch. I'm going to talk to you, but I'm going to turn my head as I talk to you so that you can no longer hear me. Oh, that's crazy. I accidentally turned my head. Yeah, of course I'm familiar with what a Nuzlocke is.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's perfect.
Just because I don't like Pokemon doesn't know I don't know what a Nuzlocke is. Knucklehead.
Sure. So I started doing Nuzlocks on stream back in 2021, and I lost miserably. And I thought, you know what? I'll give it another crack. I lost again. And I was eventually 0-9, so I hadn't had a single win. And I was kind of at my wit's end. I tried most of the Pokemon games until I got to Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which are like the more controversial Pokemon games. I don't have many fans, but I loaded up that game for the first time, and I actually managed to beat a Nuzlocke. So I didn't go 0-10 on stream. That was my biggest fear. I did not want to go into double digits of losing. I eventually won one. So that was like a big thing that happened for me this year. I was so happy that happened.
Well, okay, so
I even called my
first
mum.
of all,
she has no idea what that is, but she was excited.
Oh my God, that's
me.
that's so sweet. Literally one time I called my mom on stream just to be like, why didn't you ever buy me the Pokemon games when I was a kid? They're so expensive now. I can't play them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of lied to you. The number of games that I have start to finish beaten since I started streaming is actually in the 40s.
Oh, that's double me then. That's even more embarrassing.
Well, no, because I'm not playing like 1,000-hour RPGs every day. Some days I'll play a fucking 80-hour RPG, but then other days I'm playing like a fucking 8-hour Nicktoons game that takes me 2 days to beat. Mm-hmm. But there was this one game I played on stream. Literally one of the worst, like scariest games I've ever played on screen was I think it was called Ad Break for the PS5.
Ad break?
Yeah, and when you open the disc, it went to an ad break like this. Hello, this podcast is sponsored. This podcast sponsored by a company called Mana Potion. That company sells USDA organic coffee, and it tastes like really good. Hello. Yeah, so anyways, this podcast is sponsored by ManaPushingCoffee.com. Get yourself USDA organic coffee inspired by all your favorite fantasy brews at ManaPushingCoffee.com. Fair trade coffee, USDA organic coffee. Oh my God, how many other kinds of coffees can they make? They got it a light roast, they got it a dark roast, they got it a no roast. That's the legal term for decaf. You know I've said that in the last 3 ads. It's not. That's a joke whenever I say that. Use code JOEY, Joey, that's me, for 15% off your next bag of coffee. And don't forget, while you're over there, get yourself some John Shares merch. You can get yourself some stickers, and you can get yourself an amazing Chairman's Print poster, an 11 by 17-inch poster with all your favorite little Easter eggs to chud laugh at and slap your big fat belly. Thank you very much to Mana Potion Coffee for being the unofficial official sponsor of this podcast, because it's my best friend's company and I did not ask him beforehand. Back to the podcast. Yeah, no, but funny enough, I actually don't play a lot of horror games. The only serious horror games I've played are the Resident Evil 4, Remake of 2, Remake of 3, 8, not 8, 7, Biohazard. Yeah, because 8 is Village now. 8 is the second one with the big goth lady. Or the big vampire lady. Yeah. Silent Hill 2, which was recent. I literally had to put on the maid dress just to play that game.
Why was a maid dress relevant, John? Please tell me.
Have you ever?
I'm not familiar.
Do you know how expensive a copy of Silent Hill 2 is?
Is it expensive?
It's very.
Are you talking about the remake?
No, not the remake. I refuse to buy the remake of a game I have not played the original of. Except for a few cases where I really don't care too much about the source material, but Silent Hill 2 was something where I cared about the source material, because it's a prodigal game of the horror genre. Yeah, and so I wanted to play the original one because I wanted to know. Yeah, I was talking about this earlier in one of my classes, where when you want to play some of these games, do you know how anime has the prodigal archetypes, where you can boil down 99% of anime women to either this character is based off Asuka Langley, or this character is based off Rei Amamiya, or whatever her name is. Asuka and Rei from Rei. Yeah, it's Rei. Asuka and Rei from Evangelion. Right? Yeah. It's like that, but for video games, where you can trace back a lot of the intrinsic instincts that you have as someone that plays video games. To early games that you may not have even played, right? And so the example I used was for somebody that played Super Mario: The Lost Levels, what we called it in America, the sequel to the Super Mario Bros. Original NES game that was released in Japan, but they didn't release it here because it was too hard, and they reskinned Doki Doki Panic, whatever, right? In that game, when you hit a question mark block, there's a chance of a poison mushroom that hurts you, which was obviously being literally the second ever fucking Mario game. That was A, new, and B, a design specifically created to subvert the cliche, I guess you could call it, of a super mushroom. When you hit a mushroom block, when you hit a question mark block in a Mario game, 99% of the time it's safe. 100% of the time I'd say it's safe. So it plays off that expectation. Whereas somebody that just plays the sequel and doesn't play the original Mario Bros. First doesn't have that knowledge of well, all question blocks are safe. So you would get more out of that by knowing that. And so when you do something as literally the example was Silent Hill. It was literally, we were talking about Silent Hill in my class. Because somebody asked me, they were like, "Oh, should I play Silent Hill F?" And I told them, I was like, I don't know, because I wanted to play that game, but I wanted to play Silent Hill 2, the original one, first. Because bare minimum, giving yourself that kind of surface level knowledge of a game and a franchise to kind of get it on the ground floor, understand the cliches of its genre, understand its tropes. You can then understand where it might want to subvert that. A great example that I did to myself, Metal Gear Solid 2. Have you ever played any of the Metal Gear Solid 2 games?
Oh God, I'm gonna have to break some bad news, man. I've never played a Metal Gear game.
Well,
it's
I'm
always one that I've had on my
going to give you
backlog, but
light spoilers.
Sure.
And everyone
fine
else in the
with that.
podcast. First of all, Jerb, yeah, 100% you got to play the Metal Gear games. They are actually my favorite games of all. They are some of my favorite games of all time. Metal Gear Solid 2 is in my top 5 of games I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
And that's someone that owns 320 something games. So you legally have to treat me like I'm a scholar.
That does sound right. Does sound right.
But if you play the original Metal Gear Solid and then you play the Metal Gear Solid 2, there's parts of Metal Gear Solid 2 that inform Metal Gear Solid, or there's parts of Metal Gear Solid that inform Metal Gear Solid 2. And, obviously it's a sequel. But if you want to go even further back, there's parts of Metal Gear Solid that inform, or that are informed by Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. Where only if you kind of know that do you get, like, the real full experience of it. So, like, one of the biggest kind of takeaways of Metal Gear Solid 2 is it's just fucking Metal Gear Solid 1 again. Literally. Like, the game in universe is designed to mimic the events of Metal Gear Solid 1. And obviously I didn't have this experience, and I think it would have been really cool if I did, because it would have played off of the video game tropes of, like, you get into a rhythm with games where, like, you play a Mario game, you're like, okay, level, boss, level, boss. And you never question that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for Metal Gear Solid 2, it's, Revolver Ocelot fight, sniper duel, sneak around in the box. All of these things are deliberately done and created to recreate the events of the plot of Metal Gear Solid 1, but under the context of your experience is being used to train soldiers. So somebody plucks your player character out and basically recreates the entirety of Metal Gear Solid 1's plot out of, literary parallels or whatever for the sole purpose of training soldiers using your experience to like make more Solid Snakes, because they're like, hey, that Solid Snake guy is really fucking cool, like, as a soldier, but he's not a good soldier in the sense that he won't just shut the fuck up and serve his country. So we need to make mindless Solid Snake clones, and we're going to do that by making VR missions based around what he went through at Shadow Moses. But since we can't do that, we're going to make you go through, we're going to recreate Shadow Moses incident, basically, in everything but name only, and we're going to send you through it, and we're not going to tell you that.
I see. I never knew that. I basically know nothing about Metal Gear. The only reference I have is Snake being in Super Smash Bros.
It's one of the reasons I love that game so much. I'm also kind of stupid like that, where when I played Super Smash Bros, I only wanted to play characters that I played the games from.
Yeah.
I was one of those people.
I mean, that's why I love Sonic in those games. I'm a big Sonic fan.
You're a big Sonic fan?
I am. Yes, I love most of, if not all, the Sonic games. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I like most of the Sonic games.
Wow, fake fan. What do you think of Sonic 06?
Yeah, Sonic 06. I think it was overhated at the time.
Oh my god!
But when you look back at it,
I could make out with you sloppy style right now. This is my dream podcast. Two guys kissing and talking about Sonic. Can I get an amen?
Sonic 06. With Sonic 06, I pre-ordered that game. Before it was coming out, and I had grew up on playing Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 respectively, and when Sonic 06 came out, there was a lot of rumors in, like, gaming magazines that this was going to be the new Sonic Adventure. Like, Sonic Heroes wasn't the new Sonic Adventure.
No,
we were kidding.
Well, it definitely wasn't. Just in general.
06. Yeah, and so I went into it with really high expectations, which I think at the time probably soiled me a bit, because it obviously wasn't Sonic Adventure. But then when you go back and look at it and appreciate what it was trying to do at the time, I think you get a little bit more appreciation for it.
Jerbq, the fucking Sonic 06 apologist. Oh my god. I would have never expected this of you. This is amazing.
Yeah, I actually my favorite is Sonic Adventure. I do love that game a lot for the Dreamcast.
See, for me, I have literally the opposite. Mm-hmm. If you don't mind me asking, how old were you when you pre-ordered Sonic 2006?
Pre-ordered Sonic, I say, how old would I have been? I mean, I was born in 1996, so you can do the maths on that.
Right? I'll do the math for you right now. In 2006, I was 3.
Yeah. God. Yeah, that makes me feel
So when what I actually had was Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations were my first real like Sonic games. And I can tell you to this day, Sonic Colors is one of my favorite, if not my favorite Sonic game.
Yeah, it's underrated, I think, Sonic Colors.
Honestly, I couldn't even imagine using Sonic Colors and underrated in the same sentence, because to me, it's like the game, like it was Sonic's good boy streak, right? We call it the meta era, but it was the era that like was basically Sega team just going, we're sorry, please don't hit us, please.
Yeah,
it was just them making like really good Sonic games and trying to win back the favor they had from 06's failure, and being like, we promise we'll never do a story ever again, please don't hurt us.
Yeah.
And so I would look at that game, and I talk about this in the Sonic video I made, but I would watch the opening cutscene to Sonic 06, and I would be like, wow, I wish I could play Sonic game like that. Wow. I don't know why I didn't buy it then, because it was literally a PlayStation 3 game. I was playing Sonic Generations on the PS3. I'm glad I didn't, because I would end up buying the game in like 21, 22. I would buy that and Sonic Unleashed. And then I played Sonic 06 and Sonic Unleashed kind of back to back. And I definitely think I had more fun with Sonic 06. It was such a fun mess.
Yeah, I mean, it's like looking at I mean, I hate to use this reference or comparison when it comes to Sonic 06, but it's like looking at a hideous painting and admiring the beauty that's beneath it. You
get more enjoyment out of the effort it takes you to try and enjoy a piece of art than if you just like it.
Sure.
It's fucking. We're being really deep right now about Sonic 06.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, for you to experience Sonic as your first two games being Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors, that's a great combo.
But wow,
for sure.
Wow. I mean, what game are you playing now, if you don't mind me asking?
The game that I am playing now, so I'm playing through. I just finished Detroit Become Human, and obviously Buck Bumble, but now I'm on to Super Mario Sunshine. I played it all the time as a kid, but I never beat it. So we did like a Mario Monday segment on Jerbq, and I just beat 64, and now we're heading on to Sunshine. I've never fully beat Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh my god!
I'm very excited.
This is the first time, like, start to finish beating Sunshine?
Yeah, so I had always played it up till about like 30 shines, give or take, and I never finished it. I just replayed the beginning bit over
100%, or just
no, just up to the eventual final fight. Yeah, I'm not 100% cow, unfortunately.
Oh, well, good.
I usually
Sunshine's 100% is pretty rough because you have to get a bunch of blue coins and they suck.
Yeah, but I couldn't imagine doing that.
No, I don't recommend you do. But Super Mario Sunshine is actually a really... I don't think I've ever gotten a chance to really say this story on the channel before, but it's a very special game to me, actually, because when I was a kid, and I'm talking like Sonic, however old I was when like Sonic Colors came out. So like around that time, right? I watched Chugga Conroy. Do you know that guy?
No,
Classic
I don't think
Let's
so.
Play YouTuber.
Okay.
I think he's more known now for commissioning people to draw Daisy as the elephant on Twitter. That's not true. I do not think that's him. but I watched him
pipeline,
play Super Mario Sunshine for like a little bit, and I was like, "Oh my god, this game looks fucking awesome!" What? And so I asked my mom for my birthday. I was like, "Mom, can I get Super Mario Sunshine?" And lo and behold, she got it for me. One problem.
You didn't have a GameCube.
I didn't even know what a GameCube was. I had a Wii.
Oh, no.
So, of course, my luck, I put Super Mario Sunshine in the Wii, and it plays. And so I go to press it. I go to get to the first cutscene, the Isle Delfino. All that shit, right? I got to the title screen. I'm pressing every fucking button on this Wii remote, and nothing is happening. I'm like, what the what? What's happening? Why isn't it working? Right? All this shit. And that's how I found out that GameCube games need GameCube controllers on the Wii.
They sure do.
And so, like, it has to be a month or so passes, and my Uncle Tommy lets me borrow one of his GameCube. Not even let me borrow. Thank you, Uncle Tommy. I never forgot that, by the way.
Thank you for clarifying.
It's been years. I have never forgot. You couldn't give your nephew, of which I actually don't remember how many nephews he has, but I was the special one. I'm your special nephew. I'm one of your brother's only sons. You did not let me keep that GameCube controller, and I remember that. Instead, I got it, and I played it for a little bit, right? I played through, a decent chunk of, it's not Noki Bay. What's the first area of the game
you talk
called?
about, like, the first...
Bianca Hills.
Terrible names. No, yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, bitches. Bring me to Mario Trivia night. I'll leave with the trophy. I got through a decent chunk of Bianca Hills levels, and then I turned the game off. And then when I turned the game back on,
it sounds like them.
Guess what?
Oh, you didn't save.
I didn't save. I had never in my life heard of manual saving.
Yeah.
Because I had the Wii.
Boy.
The Wii and Mario Kart Wii were the first games I ever played. So I did it all over again. And eventually I would just leave my Wii on because I was like, what the fuck is happening? And that's when I realized you need to buy a GameCube memory card and you need to put that on the Wii. And so...
Back when they were only 8 megabytes.
Exactly. So
days.
I think like a year or two later, my this girl I had a crush on in elementary school, she ended up getting me a GameCube memory card for my birthday.
What a legend.
I think I still have it, actually, because I still use it, obviously. The only thing I didn't have, GameCube controller. And I never got another one.
Sounds like you were always missing
I was
one piece
always
of the puzzle.
missing one piece of the puzzle. And so years later, when I started collecting video games in high school, I managed to find my copy of Super Mario Sunshine just laying in a bin somewhere, bare disc. I revived it with a little bit of, I don't know if you know this technique, but a good way, and this goes for anybody out here. This is your reward for listening to the end of the podcast. If you have a disc that's just a little too scratched, especially an old like GameCube or a PS2 game, before your last resort, and you can see this if you buy used games, chances are they do that sometimes, a little bit of a pea-shaped amount of toothpaste. Just rub it on the disc clockwise. No water, no nothing, just a little bit of toothpaste.
Really?
Clockwise. Run around the whole thing, get it covered, go slow, not too rough, just coat it in toothpaste. And after about like 3 to 5 minutes, wash it off. Dry off the disc.
Is that the official John Chair's advice?
That is the official John Chair's device. That has saved... That is the official John Chair's advice. It has saved numerous copies of GameCube games that I have owned.
Toothpaste. I would have never thought of that.
I
too
remember
scared to
looking
try
it up
it.
on. Well, if you don't have any broken discs, you don't need to worry about that. It worked for my copy of Super Mario Sunshine. It worked for my copy of, I think, Luigi's Mansion, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. The way you can tell is the only visible mark is it leaves like a toothpastey kind of crust on like the rim of your disc that you can't wash off because it like gets in between the layer.
Okay.
So it is noticeable which discs in my collection I have cleaned with toothpaste.
Toothpaste.
Yeah, 100%. No, it is 1,000%. But they're all still there because it fucking works.
Yeah.
I actually have a game in front of me right now that I picked up from my mailbox that I never got to. I didn't even open it yet.
Go on.
I'm gonna grab that real quick.
What you treated yourself to?
Before I do, what is your dream game to kind of to round out the podcast? Because I know you're not really beholden to the rules that I am about like I must buy every game physically. But like, what is the one game you would own physically if you could?
You've got me wrong. I'm a physical collector as well. I have a lot of games in my house.
Well, you know what? First of all, brother, right? But second of all, that doesn't always necessarily mean you're beholden to like emulation.
Oh no, I love emulating games as well. But I just for the games, like, I go through periods of my life where I obsess over different things. But video game collecting has been one that I've had for quite some time. I've got some pretty cool like limited releases downstairs. Mainly, I'd say probably the biggest library of games I have is for the Nintendo Switch. I've got a lot.
It is a sign of its
Nintendo
success
Switch
because
games
I'd say the Switch, you know, all the Switch games being like $60+ has really stopped it from being able to beat like my prime PS2 library, which is like 50 something games, 50+. But the Switch is actually one of the only consoles where I have digital copies of games on it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'll get a digital game when I need to. Like, I'm more so getting digital games on like the PS5 these days,
really?
To be honest. But yeah, I was never like I always like collecting things on a cartridge instead of a disc. I was always that kind of guy. So I have like a lot of 3DS games, I have a lot of Switch games, you know, etc. DS, whatever. And because with discs, you know, this is prior to my knowledge of the toothpaste trick. I was always scared of like disc rot and things like that.
I will say disc rot eventually caught up to me with I want to say my copy. I want to say disc rot caught up to me with my copy of Wind Waker HD. I had to buy a new copy. And Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. And to this day, I actually have no fucking clue where my copy of I have no idea where my copy of Super Mario Maker is.
Yeah. But I love the whole like collecting things. I think the coolest things in my collection at the moment, I was really into, and you might recognize some of these because these are more over the pond. Is the I'm using like what I've learned online here, but when you used to go into like a Walmart, you would have the kiosks where they would have the demo games in them, right? They're not for resale. I have a lot of those games in my collection.
The fucking demo discs?
So a lot of like the 3DS ones. Yeah. I have a lot of the 3DS not for resale.
That is
a lot of them come from the States.
That is
I think
the most fucking cool, man. Shut the fuck up.
Important one that I've got, and this would mean more to like the Pokemon guys out there, is where back in the day when you used to load up your DS and you didn't have like you couldn't always Wi-Fi things and whatnot. You used to go into a store and you used to get the Pokemon transferred to you. So when you'd go into like a game or whatever your equivalent is over there. I've got one of those for Darkrai, so you can boot it up on the DS, and that is the special distribution.
Fuck off, man.
Nintendo DS cartridge, and that is the coolest thing that I probably own. I love that kind of thing.
Damn.
But as you can imagine, they're pretty spenny these days.
Well, don't even. The closest I think I have to that is, have you ever heard of the McDonald's Happy Demo disc?
No, I haven't. I've heard of a different McDonald's game.
No, not the DS
I
McDonald's
don't know
game.
Happy.
The McDonald's Happy Demo disc is a Japanese exclusive PlayStation 2 game that comes with a demo for Parappa the Rapper 2, which the first level of Parappa the Rapper 2 is like fast food themed. So they actually reskin the entire level to be a McDonald's instead of the like beard burger in the actual game. It's all McDonald's.
Parappa the Rapper
Yes.
McDonald's.
And it also comes with a small documentary. Do you know Ape Escape?
Yes,
It comes with a small documentary of somebody in a fucking Ape Escape mascot costume traveling around pre-9/11 America or pre-9/11 New York. I specifically say pre-9/11 because there was a shot of him in the mascot costume with the Twin Towers in the background.
Jesus, I've got to look that up.
I remember watching it on stream and I was like, oh my god, the Twin Towers! Wow.
I've got to flex one more thing because you did mention the
Please,
the
I am the
McDonald's DS
one person
game,
you
right?
can flex to about this stuff, and I will eat this shit up.
This is unfortunately isn't going to be collection related, but it's specifically to do with the McDonald's DS game. I assume you're referring to like the training.
Yes,
one,
I
like
am.
The ECDP or whatever it's called. Well, I actually hold I used to hold a very prominent record on that game. I used to speed run the hash browns level of that game. You can go and watch my speed run. I'm now second. I'm not first anymore. On the fucking hash browns level of that McDonald's game. I got it downloaded on the DS, and I used to speed run that whilst I was supposed to be doing my dissertation.
I'm going to.
That's what I spent my time.
That sounds
doing.
like a great YouTube video. I want you to know, in like 2 years, I'm gonna upload a video. It's gonna be like becoming the #1 hash brown slinger on McDonald's for the DS.
It got kind of crazy because I remember because the game was all very fresh and people were discovering it for the first time. Everyone was finding out these little tricks, and you can use this as material for a venture video. This French guy, he came onto the scene.
Oh my god! Yeah, the McDonald's training speedrunning scene.
Yeah, and everyone was just using a stylus, right, on the DS to move the hash browns into the bags, whatever. This guy came in with 2 styluses, one in each hand, and was doing it like a wizard. Until that day, no one had thought about using like 2 different inputs. So it's just like a stylus and a pen and a finger. But this guy came in 2 pencils. I remember seeing it at like 2 o'clock in the morning and think, God, my life is over. This kid's just absolutely dumped my ass with his 2 pencils.
Oh my god.
My life was ruined, man.
Oh man. Well. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the John Hotline.
My pleasure.
Oh my god. Oh my fuck, dude! You just speedrun McDonald's. You just speedrun McDonald's training shit.
Yeah. It's back in my prime, man. This is when I was in my 20s, when I was your age, man.
What am I doing with my life, man? I should be speedrunning McDonald's.
You should. It'd make a great John Chair stream.
Fuck, it would. Is there anything you'd like to shout out before we end today?
Well, I'm live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday on twitch.tv/Jerbq. If you ever want to come say hi, you can say you came from John Chairs. I'd be very happy to talk about John Chairs over on my channel. You're very much welcome.
Before I let you go, specifically, I would like to shout out Fancy. Her name is, I think. You call her Fancy?
Of course. Fancy.
Yes. I've always called her C because of the SY, but you're right. It's probably Fancy.
Yeah, of course, Fancy.
They discovered my channel when I was playing Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I made a thumbnail of Donkey Kong caressing the face of Seth Rogen, and I remember very vividly the title of the stream was "You Can't Spell Daeonki Kayong without Yowie," because I had to insert the letters for Yowie into Donkey Kong because they were not there. And that's how we ended up getting connected, because they were like, nice thumbnail. I like Yowie. You can call me Dr. Yowie. And then they were like, I told my favorite creator about you.
I just remember her coming in, because I know, for some reason, I know a lot of Johns on Twitch, and I remember her coming into the VC, and she was like, "Oh my god, Jerb, I've just spoken to John Chairs. Do you know him? I spoke to him about Yowie for like 20 minutes." I was like, no, I don't know John Chairs. You're gonna have to tell me more.
You need to keep in mind,
and
literally any fucking interaction, not even just like any interaction on Twitch, but any interaction on YouTube live streaming. That was like the best fucking thing that had happened to me that week.
yeah. She's a good pal. She's quite a character, as I'm sure you're aware. She has many different fascinations, but definitely one of them is Yowie, and I think you won her over with.
Well,
that,
I would be amiss if I didn't personally correct both of us for somebody and say it's actually pronounced Yaoi.
Okay, shit, man. What do I know?
My thoughts exactly.
What do I know?
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for watching.
My pleasure.
Take care.
Bye bye.